Hey, can everyone hear me?
Perfectly.
Wonderful. Welcome to the Tuesday stream where we're building the MiniArt Omnibus. This is so weird because I can hear my own voice. Yeah, we're building the Omnibus today from... What step are we on? 51. No, 42. Yeah, step 42.
42.
I was going to spray everything last night because we discussed this yesterday, didn't we? It'd be easier to spray and then build. But I've actually found that there's actually loads of stuff to put on that's actually better to put on before you spray it. And then put everything together once it's sprayed. So stuff like the supports for the seats, the little bits that go in on the roof, on the inside the ceiling and things like that. So I'll be doing that today. And there's also stuff like the storage locker that goes underneath the side of the bus and things.
Okay.
So there's plenty to be doing. Cool. I'm going to change my sound settings because at the minute it sounds like I've got my head in a bucket. And I can just hear everything echoing.
Okay.
But I can still do the chat stuff. It just sounds really weird.
Yep. Not a problem here. We can hear you perfectly fine.
No problems. Yeah, it's just because I've got my headphones on, I don't normally listen to the computer through my headphones. So it all sounds very strange. But he seems to have stopped doing the soaring now as well. After all that. Nope. I don't know what to do. News. Anyway, never mind. How are you, John?
Can't complain.
Good.
I have a sore thumb. I think I mentioned yesterday I was gardening, playing out weeds and stuff, and I removed some skin off my thumb, as you can see there. So it's a little bit painful. It's not too bad, but certainly hand cleanser is it's like rubbing Tabasco into your eye. So I'll try to avoid that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Apart from that, it's fine. Had a good day.
Yeah, good. Well, I was up at 7 o'clock, 7:30, because the plumber's here. He's doing some more work today for us, which is awesome. We picked out the floor today, so that'll be nice. Yeah. Other than that, just been chilling out, playing my guitar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do all that later. Should we crack on with the chat, even though this sounds really weird? In fact, I can probably go through the speakers now, because he seems to have stopped for now, which would make things a lot easier. There we go. How's that?
Same.
Excellent. JT says, "Bodadad, everyone. I'll have a bit of laughter on the rocks."
And he says, I hope I get the Welsh right, Mikey.
Yep, spot on, mate.
Paul Tanker says...
In fact, if you want to say good morning, everyone, it'd be Bodadad Bow, BAWB. Okay. There you go. PT says, "Good day, JT."
Yeah. Tiff says, "Good morning, folks. Hope everyone is having a good day so far. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Thank you."
Yeah. JT, good day, Paul. Did you hear about the ship modeler that used plum wood? No matter what he did, the model was square, but always out of plum. Very good. What's going on with my hair today?
Tiff said it's Borodar, but you were close. Only one letter wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
He just got the E and the A the wrong way around.
It's all right.
Yeah.
And he says, thanks, Tiff. Like the German song Lottery. Lottery? Lottera, Borodar, Lottera? Okay. Borodar, Borofar. I feel like Ace Ventura saying Bumblebee tuna to everyone.
Okay. Dieter says, honk, honk.
JT says, Dita, isn't that what a Beetlejuice sounds like after commenting about the model? Funniest ad lib in the whole movie. No, I can't remember the movie.
Stu's in. He says, compliments of the season to all. Hello, Stu.
JT says, a drill decided to break into comedy. It didn't do well. Critics said it was dull and boring.
There we go. Oh, he's starting again.
We can hardly hear it. Yeah, we can hear it. It just sounds like, you had a curry earlier today.
Yeah, hang on, because there are some people that'll bother.
Yeah, give it a crack. I'll go on to the comments. And Patrick says, g'day, everyone. David says, g'day all from a cold but sunny Rhonda. Sunny Rhonda, sunny Rhonda. Joe says, good morning, afternoon, evening to all. Catching some Omnibus build before heading out to do some of the wife's honeydews in New Orleans. JT says, hello, fellow patriot.
Hello.
David says, hi, Tiff, the workers at Mikey's again. Stu Spruce says, Tiff, this is Mikey's electrician issue. Hi, Patrick. Tiff said they'll be there for the rest of the week, bud. They're having a full new bathroom fitted.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Philip Page says, evening all. Julian says, afternoon all. And, JT says, the new bathroom smell is the best. Yeah. David says, yeah, and it'll only be good once I finish. Steve Spruce says, make them plenty of tea and coffee and encourage them to fit the loo quicker.
Oh, he put the loo in the first day. It's one of the first things he did.
Oh, right. Julian says, prawn Pringles, Mikey. Evening, Lord Backwards John of the Backwards Bits. That's me. Happened again yesterday. Never happened to me before. Who'd have thought? John says, afternoon, chat. Julian says, it sounds like I've got my head in a bucket as opposed to Mikey. As opposed to what, Mikey?
Very good, Julie.
Here we go. Jim says hello to our gracious hosts. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
And Julian says, oi, Nodge, no singing. By the way, DD is one letter in Welsh pronounced is that right?
Yeah. As in the THE.
Okay.
So instead of bother da, it'd be bother da.
Okay. Jim says, another chapter of the Omnibus. Bum, bum, bum. Joe says, Mikey, don't let that background noise disturb you. Oh, that's right. You haven't been married that long. You'll get used to it.
Been married 10 years, mate. It's long
Feels
enough.
like 40. Hello.
I've kind of got into the rhythm by now.
Nice. Here we are. Lots of comments.
Excellent. Oh, we've got a couple more.
Okay. Patrick says, hi, Jim. Julian says, afternoon, Jim, striped skunk. Jim says, hello, Patrick. Paul says, Mikey, we put non-slip tiles when we did our bathroom. Feels a heck of a lot safer.
Yeah, they're putting non-slip flooring.
Oh, very good. David says hello to our host. Hello back.
Yeah. Hello.
Julian says, Mikey.
Yeah, he's getting all pedantic again.
And Jim says, how?
Sorry, go on.
Julian says, hello. Sorry, Jim says, hello, Julian. Oh, wow. And JT says, we had one fight in our marriage. It lasted 25 years.
We don't have fights. We just have heated discussions.
Nah.
We have disagreements. She says I'm wrong, and I say I'm not. Right, anyway, we're joking. Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people. Patrick says, hi, Duke. And Kevin says, good day, everyone. Hello, Kevin.
Hello.
Hello. Right. On step 42, John.
Use.
You have two little panels to put in.
Oh, yes. C11, C12?
Yes. And I need to put D25 in as well.
So where's what?
So this is what I noticed yesterday. There's lots of little things that really need to be done before it's painted.
Uh-huh.
But
those?
I did try putting the seat frames in. So that's the first one. Oh, helps if I have it on the right camera. Oh, it's all going Pete Tong today. Tell you. There you go. Ooh, looks very wonky. Yeah, there we go. So I put the seat rail in.
Okay.
In there. So because it's going to be hard to paint, because it's in contact with. Oh, God's sake! Come on, focus, you stupid thing. It's not focusing on the hand.
No, I can see that.
Yeah, there it is. So it's going to be in contact with that surface and that surface. So if you spray it, then you're going to get it on there and it's going to struggle to glue to it. And then on the side panels, the back of the seat rest goes on along these rails. So you don't need to spray that either. So you might as well mask that off and then just put the seat rails in like that. And then what you can do is just tape across there because the underneath needs to be sprayed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just put tape across the bottom down to where the little brackets, top of the brackets are, then that'll be all right then. And then we've got bits to go on the inside the ceiling and things.
Okay, very good. Okay, this isn't working. I need to go and put a band-aid on my thumb. Cannot use the pliers. So I'll be back in a moment.
All right, mate. JT says, Mikey, does the Welsh flag have in it? It does. It's called Dragoch. Dragoch, which means Welsh red dragon. Julian says, Mikey, Joe's right. Don't let the background noise distract you. Modders can always mute him. Oh, that background noise. Innocent look. Good job I read that after he got off. Julian says, good day, Duke. And JT says, always the best part of a model when the sprues empty out. Yeah, I agree. Right, D25. There it is. I always find that it's like a grown-up's version of an advent calendar when we're doing this. Because you're looking for numbers. Like, yeah, I found a piece. Because I'm just weird like that. Yikes. There you go. Right. So that goes into there. So what's everyone else doing today? Okay. Glue. I had some glue out last night. I must have put it away. See, when I'm on my own, there's no one to talk to, so you just have to listen to my mad ramblings as I'm doing stuff. Because other than chat, I can't really have a conversation. JT says, John should see Beetlejuice. That was a funny movie. Yeah, it was all right. Beetlejuice 2, it was okay. Oh, God, got the wrong one. Mikey, it's the light beer. Don't light beer. Why do you drink light beer? Tiff says, I shall be doing more packing. Ooh. Hopefully it won't be long you get to move out, modders. David says, progressing on with a T60. Nice. I mean, that was just an unnecessary piece, really. It's got that panel in on the other side. Junior says, JT, when Scotland might have left the UK, there was some discussion of putting Wales on a new flag. The cross of St. David was suggested. Black cross on yellow background. Yeah. Bob says, after the stream, I shall be car welding if my practice with new welder goes okay. Sounds fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Ah, he's back.
I'm back. With a Band-Aid. Hurrah.
Yay.
What you people would call a sticking plaster, but you're just wrong.
No, we just call it plaster.
Well, right.
We don't even call it a sticking plaster.
Yeah. Where am I?
Right. So that's all the extra bits on that. You got 3 pieces to put on that panel. 42.
Oh, D25 as well. Okay, yep.
Yeah, I didn't spot that last night. Right, so I need to tape off these. There we go. Patrick says, doing the same as you, but I will build the top part of the body without the floor before I paint. Ah. Question is, what's the floor like on the inside of the top? Well, what's the floor like on top? JT says, light beer that college freshmen don't even want. Isn't all American beer light beer?
Yeah, they're more... I don't know. It's all very, very weird over there.
Yeah. Patrick says, hi, Bob. Bob says, what ho all? Hello, Bob. You bobbing along on a beautiful briny sea. Stu says, the intention is to tidy up my workstation. I have clutter everywhere. Don't we all? John's got a whole garage and he still manages to clutter his desk up.
Oh, yeah, but it's all the bloody live streams I'm doing as some guy.
I don't know what you mean. Bob says, oh, don't look for me on Discord. Didn't like new terms and removed apps. I can't see anything in the terms that any different to anything like Facebook and stuff, to be honest. I've had a look at them again. It's all the data collection stuff's pretty standard. If anything, it's less than social media. And you can switch a lot of it, pretty much all of it off, except from the stuff it needs to run. JT says, accept Yingling, that's good. Never had it. Junior says, on account of Band-Aid being a trademarked product, as well as music events in 1984. Yeah. See, that's probably the same as the reason why Americans call petrol gas. Because it was the brand name gasoline. It was the most popular brand name in America. So even though it's petroleum, they all call it gas. What do you call it in Australia? Do you call it petrol or gas?
Cheap liquor.
Triple X whiskey.
Neither. We call it petrol.
Yeah. So you call it the same as us, then?
Well,
We call it
We call it about $1.70
$1.70 per gallon or litre.
litre.
Wow. No, actually, no, because you're about half the value of ours, isn't it? So
Yeah.
about 90p a litre. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're on about £1.33 a litre at the minute, which would be about $2.60 over there.
Oh, bugger that.
Yeah. I can still remember when I went to Iraq, it was like 90p a litre or something like that. And then when I came back from Iraq, it was £1.2 a litre. I was like, what the hell? Bob says, they want to know operating system type. That means they're inside my OS, not having it. Well, all software does that. Because that's how they know whether to use the Apple version of the app or the Android version of the app. All apps do that. JT says, then there's Diesel. Yes. Well, Diesel is Diesel, isn't it? Diesel's not really a brand name. Joe says, I paid $227.9 in Gulfport, Mississippi at the new Bookcheese on I-10. That's to fill up. Is that to fill up the whole tank? How big's your bloody tank?
Maybe he's actually got a tank.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I
know our 30-ton recovery trucks used to cost about £400 to fill it up. But that was a big military 30-ton truck. Even the Land Rovers I think the Land Rover Defenders, they were about £100 to fill up, something like that. There you go, $2.27, 22.7.
that makes sense.
So basically $2.23 a litre or a gallon.
A gallon.
Yeah, they pay per gallon, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is cheap as chips, really. Because that's what, 15, maybe 15, 20 cents a litre. Something like that.
It's insane. I can't explain it, but we had a hire car on the big island of Hawaii about a year ago, and pulled in. We needed fuel, so pulled in, went to fill up, and the pump said enter your zip code. I'm just like, well, I don't know. Wouldn't accept my Australian one postcode, so I went inside, and she said, "Oh, you're not from around here?" I said, "Nah, mate." And she goes, "Oh no, Australian." No. Yeah. So she had to talk us through it. Well, how much do you expect that it is to fill a tank? I said, "I don't know." Well, how many gallons? I said, "I don't know. I don't know how much a gallon is." What do you think the car's got? And I said, "Oh, it's probably about a 35 litre tank." And she said, "I don't know what litre. Can talk in gallons?" I said, "No." That's
well,
I'd love to, but it's a redundant sort of measurement. Why should I learn it?
Yeah, should have just said it's about 4.54 litres to the gallon.
Oh, see, I wouldn't remember that. I was just converting. I'm used to converting, the US gallons to kilograms.
Because US gallons are different to imperial gallons as well. Same as you've got metric ton and imperial ton, haven't you?
So anyway, she took a guess, and she was spot on, because obviously she worked in a petrol station, and we were right, and we kept trucking. It was all sweet.
Yeah. Bob says, which is why I normally refuse apps. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about it these days.
No.
Joe says $2.27 a gallon. Wow, that is ridiculously cheap. I don't think in my entire life it has never been that cheap here.
No.
That's what, like I said, that's about 20. That's just less than 25 cents a litre. About 25 cents a litre, which makes it about 20p a litre ish. Yeah. Which would make it about £1 a gallon. And I've never seen it below 60p a litre. So yeah, that's insane. And you complain when they raise it by a few cents. Bob says, made an exception for Discord, rectified. Fair enough. JT says, Joe, we are betting a Bookies in New Jersey. Bookies. Joe says, all right, JT, beef biscuit sandwiches, yummy.
All right.
JT says, did the pronunciation for Mikey. Yeah.
That's right. Remember now, extra thin doesn't seem to work on MiniArt for me, so I'll revert to my other glue method.
See, I've had no problems with it.
Maybe my bottle's just gone a bit off. Maybe I just need to replace it because it is getting down a bit.
Is it discoloured?
No.
No. See, mine gets discoloured when it gets towards the end.
All right.
Julian says, agreed, Mikey. Not noticed anything in the Discord terms and conditions I disagreed with. I'm on Linux and PC. Good luck to them with hacking that. Laugh out loud. Also, on a phone, you can control features an app can use. Yeah, exactly. You can, like I say, in Discord, you can switch off pretty much all the data gathering stuff on it in the settings, so that it's not allowed to take information from your phone and things. But yeah, operating software information it needs because it needs to know what version of the app you need to run. JT says, Joe, beef brisket sandwiches and potato knish. Yum. Joe says, cheap gas, yes, but expensive beef brisket sandwich. Julian says, you have long tons, short tons, US tons, British tons, and metric tons. All bloody different, yeah. Certainly do. Joe says, JT, pronounce the bookies in Welsh. It would be bookies. JT says, hope you don't mind me phonetically helping with pronunciations. That's fine. If it makes you happy, mate, you feel free. JT says, one funny part of chat is rushing to get the thought in so the conversation makes sense. Yes. Like a game. Who can comment the most? That's what I'm going to do. Julian says, in the UK, apparently we have the cheapest fuel before tax. After tax, it's the most expensive. Go us, not. Yeah. And this is the thing. There's only about, out of that £1.30, I think it's £1.33 a litre by us now. Out of that £1.33, the garage only gets about 20 pence of it. The rest of it goes to tax. Gary says, Wait Rose says, afternoon all. Afternoon, Wait Rose.
Hello.
Yeah. How the devil are you, old boy? And what are you up to today? Julian says, JT, since when do any of us make sense? Bob says, all Git can't be bothered to delve that deep into settings, plus it already knows which operating system in use as got from Mint repository. Yeah. JT says, are you saying we're all short of a dozen? Short of a dozen? See, short of a shilling. Oh, come on. There you go. Waitrose says, just been on the Ken Bruce radio show. Oh.
Oh.
Our Waitrose is famous. Fame at last.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to call you Mr. Waitrose now? Sir Waitrose of London. of Londinium. JT says, short of a dozen eggs with some cracked. More than some. David says, afternoon, Gary. Love the video on the Magic Factory Corsair. June says, last time I checked, 62% of our fuel price at the pump was taxed. Probably more now, as that was years ago. Yeah, I think it is a lot more now. Because politics. 21 people watching. That's good for a Tuesday.
Oh.
I mean, not sure why they're watching, but...
Well...
I'm still I don't know why I'm still surprised, because we get pretty consistent viewing figures now. But I'm always surprised that people want to watch us.
Wow.
Bob says, have any idiot parrot ticklers considered what is going to be done with oil byproducts if all cars are electric? Well, yeah, there is that. And where they're going to get all that lovely tax revenue from. Because they're stopping people smoking. They're stopping people using petrol and diesel. That's an awful big part of the tax budget. Just with those.
So here's a question for the audience. Would you be happy to not have fuel, or go full Mad Max and not have fuel available to your vehicles, motorbikes, your public personal transport, in order for aircraft to fly, ships to sail across the ocean, that sort of thing?
Well, this thing, I mean, if you're never leaving your country, then that really makes no difference to you other than like supplies and stuff to the country.
Well, yeah, okay. So how about Australia then, where you can't travel from city to city, you can't walk, take a bus.
Just nuke it.
Nuke it.
Just nuke Australia. It's fine.
Okay.
Nobody will notice. There's a lot of people, believe it or not, that don't believe Australia exists.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That is insane. That always makes me giggle, that one. That's more funny than the flat earthers.
Well, they vote.
They live amongst us. Dave says, I missed Ken's show when it was on Radio 2. So wait, Rose, what were you talking about?
Complaining about you, I'd say.
I bet he was complaining about Londinium. PT says, 20 years ago, full tank would have given me around 500 kilometers. Now, full tank is around 320 kilometers. Is that because difference in capacity or something? So, full tank is a full tank at the end of the day. JT says, when I was in Germany and England, the food was good. Tasted better than what we have here. Is there a difference in food in Australia? Don't know about Australia, but the reason it tastes better than over here is because we don't add a lot of crap to it and chemicals and things.
Yeah.
We have real food.
Certainly, I in my personal taste, I think American bread is awful. It's too sugary. It's all like brioche, really.
Oh, yeah. Why would you want to sandwich like that?
Yeah, the chocolate is too sour because you don't use cane sugar, from what I understand. You use corn syrup, maybe something like that. Certainly Hershey's. The milk is particularly awful. It just all tastes watered down. Yeah, how they call it, like 2%, and that's just weird for me. I mean, when we're not. We've got light milk and all the other sort of different stuff over here. It's just, particularly I found the American stuff hard to, I wouldn't say, well, you don't really do flavored milk. I think you need to get like milkshakes and stuff. You don't get them in cartons. Certainly that wasn't when I was there 25 years ago in, say, Georgia.
Yeah.
The meat, I think, is pretty awful. And I've got to say, like, regardless of what the White House wants, Australia won't tolerate American meat because it tastes terrible, and we've got plenty of our own things. So they can sell it to us, but no one here will buy it. Not based on politics, it's based on taste.
Yes, exactly. We have Welsh and New Zealand lamb, so why would we want to buy American? And we have plenty of chickens. Duke says, I would stop all car and motorcycle racing. Haha.
Racing, yeah. Because here's the thing, like, I do believe fossil fuels must be running low. Like, they're certainly unsustainable. So if we do have to make concessions, where are people willing to make those concessions?
I told you, nuke Australia, that'll save a lot of fuel. Because like you said, you have to drive everywhere.
Well, yeah, that's all a bit ridiculous. Because like traffic jams here, I think, like they are in the UK, there's so many cars with just one person in them, and they're all complaining about the traffic, even though they are the traffic.
Yeah.
If they, I did hear. So there was a radio interview I listened to years ago. Who was complaining about Melbourne trains. Is when I was living there, and he said, "Oh, they were going slow." And the guy said, "Mate, this is when they're talking about bringing the MyKey system, the Oyster card, if you like, for Melbourne." And he said, so he's complaining about the trains. He said, what are you talking about? He said, mate, when's the last time you caught public transport? And he goes, I'll never catch public transport. I said, why is that? I went for a job interview 27 years ago, and I was 5 minutes late, so I missed out on getting the job, and I haven't trusted it since. I'm just thinking, but you're still going to ring up and complain 25 years later? I mean, what?
Yeah. I don't use it, but that's because I have no need for it. PT says, price rise in fuel. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. A full tank is still a full tank regardless of the price. If you're saying that, say, $200 would have filled your tank, whereas now it's only now it's $300 to fill the tank, that would have made sense. But saying you only get X amount of miles, or you used to get X amount of miles or kilometers per full tank, and now you only get a certain amount of miles or kilometers for a full tank, that doesn't make sense, because the full tank is a full tank. As long as the tank is the same size, you're still going to get the same mileage, aside from a little degradation for wear and tear on the engine and stuff.
Gary says he was on because the segment Tracks of My Years was about 1995, and that's when Maria and I were married. That's a good Tracks of My Years. Oh, the tracks. I get it. Let's play on the lyrics of that song.
I think that was the year my mum and dad got divorced. Oh no, it was 96. Yeah, 7. Was it? No, 1994 when mum and dad got divorced.
So 1995 is the year that I joined the Air Force.
1995. I was 7 years old. I was in junior school. In fact, I was living in St. Helens at the time.
With her consent?
Didn't have a choice, mate. I was 7 years old. Bob says, who in their right mind chlorinates chicken and adds baby vomit to chocolate? Yeah, American chocolate's awful. JT says, sour braten in Australia. Gotta try it sometime. Right. JT says,
there's not many Germans here. Like there are in other places, like certainly around South Australia, Adelaide, there's a big German population. In fact, they've got Harndorf and places like that. The Barossa Valley is all settled by German immigrants. And yeah, they have all this, sauerbraten and all this sort of stuff here. We had a chain of restaurants here called the Bavarian, and it was terrible because it wasn't German in any way or whatsoever. They had like nachos and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
They're now out of business.
Yeah. JT says NASCAR, 250 miles of left turns.
Yeah.
At least you can see the whole track.
Yeah, it is great to watch.
Yeah. Bob says sailing ships and big gliders. Yeah. There's a big Spanish sailing ship it was in Liverpool docks last weekend. Just gone.
Okay.
Junior says, in my honest opinion, EVs have two big problems. One, infrastructure and range. That's two. And two, energy production. already creaking before charging millions of EVs every day. Yes. And the fact that they're bad for the environment and they cost a lot of money.
I'm not going to complain about EVs. I think, yeah, I certainly wouldn't disparage anyone getting one. It's up to them. It's their choice. And it's the same with phones. Like, if people want to have an Android or an Apple, I really don't care. But I'm not going to berate you for having a choice made.
Your choice. If you want to burn alive, it's fine. Allegedly. JT says, track of my years. My mind went to Smokey Robinson, track of my tears.
Yeah, that's where I was. Yeah.
Joe says, never got into the car racing except if it's the African desert or Baja, California. I am more into motocross racing, maybe omnibus racing. Omnibus racing would be funny.
God, I'd pay good money to see that.
It'd be very slow, but yeah, because they only did about 35 mile an hour or something.
Well, I'd be on time.
Yeah. Duke says, now I have a senior's card. I retain a return trip for me to Shepperton to Melbourne. 3 hours cost me $3.84.
Right. So I got some news from DVA today, the Department of Veteran Affairs. Yeah. So they've finished my claims and they've acknowledged. Yep. So I'm getting a gold card, which is going to be free public transport for life, and other things like that. There are benefits, So that's going to happen, and there's an element of compensation with that, but I won't disclose how much it is. But it's good. It's all gone in my favour.
Yeah, extra model kits. Woohoo!
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we're not gonna see John next week. It's just going to be a big pile of boxes, model kits.
No.
Julian says, according to what I just read, fuel duty in the UK is 52%. Then you add 20% VAT. Yeah. So 72% tax on fuel. Joe says, Julian is the king of the heathens subjected to the fuel tax. Not unless he puts an engine on his chair. JT. Sorry, Julian. But when I was doing my A-level engineering course, I did my coursework. I did actually on the history of the jet engine and things. And one of the chapters one of the parts I did about was a jet-powered wheelchair that some guy made. Right. And it's the world's fastest wheelchair. Unsurprisingly. JT said, did you hear about the... What? The gibberish? That was a sailing ship that hit the Brooklyn Bridge. We heard about other ships that have hit bridges in America. Julian says, Bob, you said it right with the two words right mind. I think that ship has already sailed, been wrecked and sunk at the bottom of the ocean. Joe, we have two hybrid vehicles. Both get over 60 miles per gallon. Both love them, but pay a hybrid tax in Mississippi. See, my car's petrol, and I get over 60 miles a gallon at 60, 70 miles an hour in a petrol, just a purely petrol car. Maybe Americans need smaller cars to save fuel.
Wow.
There's an idea. Instead of V8s and things. Duke says, congrats, John.
Thank you. It is a bit of a load off my mind. It's been ongoing for literally years. So
yeah,
there's that.
Well done. JT says, my next model after the Strand Beast is going to be a model of a sailing ship, Rikma's. I was aboard in Hamburg. Cool. David, is that two extra ship models? Laugh out
loud. No, it's not.
I think Bron would go mad if he spent all his money on just two ship models.
Well, she knows that the HMS Surprise is coming out in the first quarter of 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Is that when you're going to put your little models of Aubrey and the Doctor on there? Joe says it's a Mexican sailing ship. Ah.
What? Yes.
Joe says it was. John says that gibberish ship was a Mexican Navy training ship. She lost power and crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. 2 died. She was repaired. Ah, there we go. Didn't know the Mexicans had a Navy. Joe says smaller cars. Where am I putting my 2 golf bags, barbecue pit, and my model stash? Come on, Mikey. Yeah. In a diesel van. Julian says, oh yeah, I forgot about the batteries. Non-user replaceable and bloody expensive. One BMW or Mercedes was declared a total insurance loss simply because replacing the battery cost more than the car. Yeah.
That's all right. So that's a picture from Vanguard models of their Surprise. This is the prototype Surprise. And as you see, they've got the 3D printed or rematuring characters in the
That was magic.
well, I'll tell you what.
It does look good.
It sure does. So, look, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We should just be satisfied with the one I have, I think. Right. EB1. Which one's EB? D. C. D. EA.
JT says, Mikey, the Mexicans are using some of our old World War II ships in their navy, destroyers and cruisers.
EA.
Should be interesting for them.
EB1.
Right.
PC. Okay. What's that for?
So I don't need to do that yet. But if I'm doing the inside, then I might as well. Aha. Right. D33. Yeah. The inside of the roof, you don't start putting stuff on that until step 66. But if you're painting the inside of the downstairs, then the roof's going to be the same colour, so you might as well paint both at the same time.
Yes.
They haven't thought of that, have they?
Well,
D33.
Fine.
D33 is that one. Julian says, by the way, agreed, Nodge, about freedom to choose an EV or not. I just think there are too many reasons not to at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob says, do the Swiss have a navy? I think they do. Don't they?
Oh, couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure. It's an interesting question. John says, Julian sounds like a Tesla. Yes, it does. It has
Not to 1939 in 20 seconds.
It has a Swiss navy. It consists of military patrol boats operating on its large lakes. Not a traditional high seas navy, but yeah, they do security patrols on lakes and stuff.
Good on them.
Yeah. JT says, Bob, Swiss Family Robinson, Swiss with an English name. Yeah. Some guy that looks like a bit of a crackhead just walked past our garden with his dog round to the shop to go and get his beers and come back without the dog. Just walking up the street with a carry bag full of beers and a packet of crisps.
I didn't know Gary Morris was in Wales at the moment.
Gary Morris isn't a crackhead.
Oh, yes.
Cracked up, but not crackhead.
You keep thinking that, Mikey.
See, Gary Morris, if you're watching, I stick up for you. John goes on live streams and tells everyone you're a crackhead. That's the sort of friend he is. John says, or JT rather, do the Swiss have a Swiss Navy knife? Yeah, they have all different variants. I've got a Swiss Army knife. I think mine's the hunting one. Bob says, to prevent cuckoo clock smuggling, no doubt, with a side of rolls and Toblerone.
Yeah, so Toblerone is like everyone talks about, well, some people in Adelaide call it the Adelaide Hills. It's not. It's just one hill. It's just a long hill, and it's pretty much more like a Toblerone than a series of hills. It's just all in one line. It's just a ridge.
Yeah. Just a very uneven ridge.
Talking about Swiss Army knives shortly. So I did see this at Telford. So this is one of the 158 scale.
Yeah, that's cool.
Jobbies. What are they? I can't remember the brand name. 156 scale. Rubicon thing. And the guy comes with a series of barrels, and you choose which one to put on. He couldn't decide which barrel to put on, so he put them all on. Turned it into a Swiss Army tank. What a wonderful concept.
Yeah.
And this guy on the motorbike. Fantastic.
You know why that guy's on the motorbike, don't
you? No.
Steve McQueen trying to jump the fence into Switzerland on Great Escape.
Okay. There you go. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
You know, that was the same motorbike.
For 2 years you've been trying to figure that out.
I didn't. I don't think I noticed a bike before. Maybe I did. I'd forgotten it. But yeah, it's the same motorbike that the Fonz rode in Happy Days.
Yeah. Straight up, you son of a bugger. JT says, no cheese smuggling. No, but they do cheese rolling in England. JT says, Julian, yeah, the Swiss guard the Pope at the Vatican City. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Swiss. Switzerland.
Yes. Okay. One more piece. D. Wrong. That one. That other sprue.
Yeah. With 1 million pieces on it. Oh, crap. I've just cut one of the bits off, so I should not. Never mind. Never mind. It's not like I'm ever going to notice it. Go. And that's PE, so June says, odd, JT's last comment was delayed until after Mikey read it out. It came up on StreamYard.
Okay. So let's have a look at this. So it wants, let's see. All right. The seat cushions, it recommends brown.
Right.
The seat support, it recommends red-brown.
I'm going to get some mesh. I'm going to paint it black. Put the mesh over it, and then spray it brown over the mesh, so that it leaves a pattern on it. Because on the real ones, it has like the pattern fabric. If you look at the old photos.
So
I thought that'd be an interesting little thing to add to it. JT says, I'm sure the Swiss Guard at the Vatican gets the same respect the King's Guard does. Their halberds are scary.
Yeah, that would be.
People are always trying to mess around with the guards, King's Guards. Problem is, the King's Guards are just regular infantry soldiers that have ceremonial duties as well, on top of their normal duties. So they're not actually just King's Guards, they're actually soldiers. They do like a 2-year stint on ceremonial duties, and then they'll go and do 2 years on normal soldiering duties, like going training overseas with as an armoured unit and things like that. I think at the Coldstream Guards at the minute, they've just deployed over to Cyprus on the UN tour to keep the two sides peaceful. Bob says, couldn't smuggle Swiss cheese, full of holes and kept sinking. P11. PT says, saw an amazing thing on YouTube, 29 Universal carriers on a road trip in New Zealand. There is also a couple of Lloyd carriers. Nice.
Lloyd.
Sorry, is that noise annoying anyone again?
Hardly. It's there. There's not much you can do about it, but, just carry on.
June says, the Swiss Guard protects the Pope due to the medieval tradition of hiring Swiss mercenaries who are known for their exceptional bravery, discipline, and loyalty. Yeah. PE. What? Oh.
Which what?
PE11 is a big piece of PE.
Okay.
That's going to be annoying.
Which one? Let me have a look. Okay. So where's that? What step is that in?
Step 66.
Oh, you're all the way up there.
Well, yeah, if you look, if you're going to spray
see.
the roof at the same time, you've got stuff to put on it.
Yeah.
It's a big piece of PE. And I don't even know what the hell it's for.
Well, I'm thinking it's a driver's sun visor.
No, it's too big.
Well, the sun's a big thing.
JT says you can't smuggle Limburger. I think it's a signboard.
No. So looking at it here, it's above the driver.
Yeah. Oh, it might be a sun visor then.
I don't know.
Who knows? Could be a sun visor.
Who's now?
In that case, is it worth putting on now and risking bending?
Oh, and I reckon I'd put it on near the end.
Yeah.
Looking at
Put Davos soup if they want it.
So what are the two sides? C9 and C10. Where is spruce C? You'd think the sides of the cabin would pop out. Oh, there they go. Some of the biggest pieces on the thing. You'd think I shouldn't have had too much trouble finding them.
Aussie Ian says, hello all. Hello, Aussie Ian.
Hello, Ian. Right.
Yep. Julian says you can differentiate the guards regiment by grouping. Well, there's different guards regiments, but by grouping of the buttons on their jackets and colours of the hackle on the busby. Yes, except from the only ones that wear a busby are the Royal Horse Artillery. The Coldstream Guards, Irish Guards, Welsh Guards, Scots Guards, they all wear bearskins, not busbies. Busbies are the short, like box type ones. Whereas the bearskins are the big tall ones. And it's actually the colour at the end of the, on the top of the hackle, on the tip of it. And also on the collars. They have the national emblem on the collar as well. So Welsh Guards have a metal leak on each side where it fastens. The Irish have a shamrock. The Scots have a thistle. And the Coldstream Guards have I don't think they have anything on the Coldstream Guards one. Well, they might have the Coldstream Guards crest on there. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't rightly know, Chuck. EC. It's what we call collar dogs. It's not always the guard regiments either that are doing it. Because sometimes the guards regiments have to go off on tours and they don't, so they rotate different regiments in as well. So I think not so long ago they had the Royal Air Force doing it. Another time, some of the castles they might have the Gurkhas doing it or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, the Royal Australian Air Force did it in 2021.
Yeah, and the Canadian Guards Regiment did it fairly recently as well.
Yeah, it was part of the acknowledgement of the RAF's 100th birthday.
Yeah, and still being subject to the English or British monarch.
I wouldn't say subjected, I'd say proudly serving myself.
Being Commonwealth. The remnants of the Empire. JT says, Mikey, if I go to London again, I definitely want to see the King's Guard, and unlike people in the videos I see, I would be very respectful. Yeah. Yeah. I say they're just soldiers doing a job.
Mm.
They're normal soldiers. Young, a lot of them, the average age is like 20 years old or something. So there's some as young as 18 years old doing that. If they've come in as a boy soldier, then by the time they're actually old enough to do guard duties or those duties at 18, still kids, really. Not much older, just older kids. Joe says, wow, just checked a MiniArt 135 Omnibus for $80, $80 plus 60 delivery. Good Lord.
Where from? 60 delivery?
Yeah. Is that from Australia or something? By foot? Up from Australia. June says, I was going to post about the differences between guards regiments, but this link does it better. Thames Web, Windsor Castle Guards. Yeah. Yeah. I certainly wouldn't have liked to be in a guard. I knew a guy that was in a guards regiment. He left because it was just a pain in the ass. Because when you're doing ceremonial duty, if you're not on guard duty, then you're doing stuff like just doing bulling your boots and prepping uniform and things. Which isn't so bad in the foot guards, like the Coldstream Guards. But when you get into the other guards regiments, like the Blues and Royals and things like that, then you're bullying. Yeah, and you're bullying because they're riding boots, aren't they? So they go all the way up to the knee.
Yeah, well, past the knee.
Yeah, so you got to bull the entire boot.
Yeah.
And you got the Grenadier Guards as well, which are one of the foot regiments, foot guards. Regiments of foot guard. There you go. Duke says, I like watching tourists being scared by the horse guards. Haha, yeah. There was one a few years ago where a member of the public tried to started attacking one of the police outside that was stationed at the palace, Buckingham Palace gates.
Yeah.
So one of the foot guards marched over with his bayonet and just lowered it and put it into the on-guard position and just started marching towards him. And the guy was like, what the hell? And he just didn't stop until he'd left enough gap between the police officer and this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, they take the job seriously. That's for sure. Yeah. They're there for a reason. It's not just to look good.
Yeah.
But it's like footage of, don't do this at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. I'm just thinking, well, why would you? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why would you be that much of an asshole and be so disrespectful?
Yeah.
Joe says from the UK.
Hannons, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Tiff says they've recently put lines on the floor in a box around the horse and guardsman that you aren't allowed to walk through. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting a bit silly. There's one video where someone chucked an open bottle of water at one of the guards and things like that. It's like, why the hell would you do that? It's a human being, for God's sake. They're not toys. They're for your amusement. They're there, human beings doing a job. And they don't get very well paid for it either. You think a young 18-year-old private, he's only going to be on about £60 a day. Or whatever the lowest wage is now. It was £60 when I was in. Might be about £70 now. JT says, I saw the boxes and lines on the videos too. Yeah. It's because they're having so much problems with people trying to make the guards laugh and things. And trying to grab hold of the guards and the horses and stuff. JT says they have alarm boxes at their post. On the gates where they have the horses, they do. But they tend to have armed police stationed with them now as well. Because of the terror threat and things. Julian says, IKEA once quoted me £150 delivery. The item cost £30. I told them to F off. Declined the kind offer. The item was in Bristol. All they needed to do was bring it over the bridge to Cardiff.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the nearest IKEA we've got is Warrington. It's not bad. It's an all right drive, but I haven't been over that way since they made the bridge into a toll bridge, even though that bridge is like 100 years old. And they only made it they only decided it was going to be a toll bridge like 5 years ago. Maybe a little bit longer.
To pay for the maintenance on the bridge, or?
No, just because they wanted people to use it. They just wanted to make money from it.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's about 60, 70 years old, that bridge. Because my granddad was one of the... my granddad's uncle was one of the... what they call Spider-Man, but... one of the guys that climbs out onto the beams and just rivets the new beams onto them and things.
Mm-hmm.
Just no fear of heights whatsoever. My granddad said he can remember going with his auntie to take his dinner for him, and they said, "Oh, where is he?" And the guy shouted up to him, and he did, because the Runcorn Bridge is just like a massive curve that comes down. It's just like a big, massive steel curve, but it's quite high. And he just walked down it with his hands in his pockets as if he was just strolling on the flat ground.
All right. I reckon I'm going to do a test. So I want to have at least one person sitting down here on the lower level.
Yes.
So I'm going to cut up or take off the sprue one of my characters to see how well that would fit there or not.
Good plan. Julian says, yeah, I think IKEA priced it that way to bring it from the headquarters in Peterborough, despite knowing Bristol had stock. Bloody idiots. Yeah. Anything to make a bit of money. The robbing swines.
Robin Swine sounds like a television news anchor.
I think Jim went to school with him.
Clearly. He's your host, Robin Swines.
No, you can tell when a company has used good styrene by when you do really flimsy bits like these handrails, and you can just snip them off and they don't crack or anything. They don't break or bend too much. Ooh, nearly cut one of the rails off. Supports off.
Okay.
So, what we got coming this week? Thursday, we got the new build, which is the World War II Desert Wings build. We've also got Thursday night at 8 o'clock. We've got Gary's live stream. Don't forget to check that out. Tomorrow, electricians permitting, we'll have the members only the Corporals Club live stream, Corporals Mess, in the afternoon. But I may need to put it back or cancel it. I don't know yet. It depends what the Sparky needs to do. Yeah. And then Friday we got Yag Panther again. I'm actually enjoying doing the Yag Panther diorama. I've missed doing proper dioramas with buildings and stuff on it.
I've missed doing dioramas because I've avoided it so far.
And until you join the channel. Oops, daisy.
Right.
John, did you ever tell the good people that you have channel logo on our merch stuff on
I
BBC?
have not. I have not.
Yeah.
I need to buy one myself.
Yeah. So you can go to your model shop and go, look, 'tis Scale Modelling Twins merch.
I had a call from my daughter earlier today. She says, I'm at Spotlight looking for some material to make a thing. Can't find what I want. What if I pick you up and take you to Frontline Hobbies? Okay. I don't really want to go. Okay.
You twisted my arm.
Yeah.
See, that's nice that your kids think of doing stuff like that for you.
Didn't buy anything.
No, but it's nice to spend time with the kids, isn't it?
Always.
I say kids, but they're nearly as old as me, yours.
Certainly better looking.
Well, to be fair, they'd be a lot worse looking if they had the same beard.
Yeah.
JT says, I see items on eBay. Problematic. You think you got a good deal and shipping is twice the value of the item. That is the sellers usually. Yeah. JT saw a great bunch of YouTubes on the Yag Panther before the stream today. Nice. Julian says, robbing swines, partner of Messrs. Lying and Gits in the law firm Lying Swines and Gits.
Yes.
Myth. Tiff has put the Redbubble, the merch store up. Thank you. I'm going to put some more designs on there later as well. Julie says, JT, you mean this isn't a great bunch of YouTubers? Lol. No. We're still confused as to why you watch. Joe says, Mikey, thanks for updating us on the live stream schedule. I have a rather busy week, so I will be in and out, but will do my best to watch live. So, everybody, we appreciate your company. JT says, lol. And Julian says, JT, Amazon used to do that. Price an item cheaply, then multiply shipping by the number of items. Yeah. JT says, I wish I could do a beard like Mikey. I look like a U-boat sailor. You have what we call a tour beard. John had a tall tash. Your daughter made us shave that off, didn't she?
Oh, when I came back from the Mio, yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't. Well, she was 4. So
Yeah.
in her mind, I asked her later, she didn't want to catch one.
Yeah. Joe, growing up, my dad always had a mustache, right? And then he picked us up one weekend, and he had no tash, and it was really weird because I'd never seen him without a mustache before.
Uh-huh.
And now he's never had one since. Yeah, it's just like I think I was in my early teens when he shaved it off. I was like, what the hell? That looks weird. That's not right. That's not normal. Julie says, Mikey, I still haven't worked it out myself. JT says, thanks, Mikey. You're welcome. Jim says, I prefer the law form Miracle Lawyers Incorporated. The slogan is, if we win a case, it's a miracle. Very good. All right. Step 48 and 49 is telling you to put the brackets on the mud guards, but you don't put them on until step 79. So all you're going to do is make something that's going to have to wait around and risk getting broken. They've not thought this out very well, have they?
Well, my view is, what other aircraft or whatever model you do,
yeah,
no one really actually follows the instructions. No one goes in the order that they are ever in the book. Like, it doesn't say, to this point, then paint it and come back and put it on the undercarriage or whatever, because you've got danger of knocking stuff off. But everyone just adapts and overcomes anyway.
Yeah, true. Very true, John. June says, if I had a beard like Mikey, I'd look like aging Gimli after an accident. JT says, Jim, Princess Bride, will we win? It would take a miracle.
It would take a miracle. Bye. Bye.
I think what I might do is paint the insides and then tape all the windows off so that I can paint the outside. I think that'll be the best way to do it.
I think...
And just leave it so that I can lift the top half off.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. I think the way I'm going to do it is paint the inside all beige, off-white, and then the bottom part red, and the rest of it off-white. So actually paint it up totally, and then put it in place and build it up that way. Paint everything first. Just I can't see any other way that makes sense.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm looking at this is a very small figure, but I'm thinking that she may not fit because with the cushions in the lower seats, I think. Let's see. All right. So if she's in a sitting position, these are the
figures.
Seats. Yeah, the seats upstairs are supports for the seats on the top deck. So if I sit her there, the dress pretty much comes down to floor level.
Yes.
Under that seat there. So you
Yeah.
just have her, the tip of her shoe sort of pointing out like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's designed to go. In fact, all the figures that are sitting, they're on the top seats here.
Yeah.
All 4 of them.
It'd be slightly off the floor, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but if I put her in the lower seat, with the height of the cushion, she's it's a lot higher up.
Well, if you think about it, if she sat on the cushion, it's going to dip in a little bit, so you could always sand a bit away.
Oh yeah, I'd have to sand
quite a lot.
Half of it, yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah,
I could build up milliput around her. Yeah, that's an idea. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
There you go. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
I love the fact that all I have to do is do that when John's showing something, and Modders just enlarges his screen, like almost instantly. It's cool. It's like magic.
Yeah. So I shall make a cushion for her to sit upon. I shall make a sit upon. A tuppet.
Yeah. Make her sit on the floor. Bob says 3 decades ago, I removed my beard. Stepdaughter ran screaming from the room. She told her mum there was a stranger in the house. June says, once my boss in my first job, no, not the female one, her boss, came into the office having shaved his beard off. I didn't notice. I'd notice if my female boss had shaved her beard off. Julie says, be back in a bit, Kara here. No problems. Jim says, I study instructions before I build and seek out as many online reviews and assembly videos as I can find. Helps in planning ahead and avoiding any potential difficulties by strictly following the directions. Sorry. Oh,
is Jim boring you there, Mikey?
Do you know what? I slept from 10 last night till half 7 this morning. And I'm still tired. JT says, John, a whoopee cushion? Lol.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Also, John, on that bit, you don't need to paint this front either, because you're going to have
a driver's compartment.
Yeah, you're going to have the wall there.
Yeah,
and then you got a piece that goes on top of that and needs to stick to it. If you look at step 56, so you need that to be a clean contact surface anyway.
56. Oh, I see. Sure.
So it's going to be hidden, so not much point.
Yeah.
See, what I'm going to do is, once we've done the inside, put the front wall on. And then once it's assembled, paint that at the same time as I paint the outside. Right.
5, 4.
That is the front. That's going to have a box, which is D30 on there. Let's see. 17 people watching.
8.
Sweet. Oh, I just knocked my microphone. I quite enjoy these Tuesday streams because they're nice and sedate, aren't they?
I enjoy them. Yeah, no.
It's a nice contrast to our usual streams that is constant comedy or constant shenanigans anyway. Messing around. What do other people think? What do our lovely viewers think? It's always good to get your opinions. Well, usually good to get your opinions if we agree with them. JT says, what did they use for the seat cushion? Feathers and linen. Were the seat cushions sprung? They'd have been horsehair or something like that. Well, if it was cheap, it'd been donkey hair. It wouldn't have been feathers or linen. It'd be a hardware and fabric or leather. JT says, "You guys know what I think." Yeah, JT loves it. He just loves the channel. I remember when Ian Ellison, he went on like a massive spree on this merch store. That was quite funny. He was just like buying hoodies and stickers and all cup and all sorts.
Okay.
I think there's over 70 designs on there now.
I was looking at it, I think, yesterday. Didn't buy anything, but I do need to go back and buy my
T-shirt.
My T-shirt with my brand on it that you created.
Yeah, or your hoodie.
I won't buy a hoodie. They're worn by criminal classes, aren't they, Tiff?
Are you calling Tiff a criminal?
She won't call herself one.
There might be a reason for that, dude. She might not once be called a criminal.
Yeah.
PT says,
Hadn't
John,
thought of that.
we're getting Stratco into the conservatory. I've decided to get a new carport same time. Nice.
Yeah.
Tiff says, I enjoyed the chilled Tuesdays.
Until now.
Yeah. Paul says, I think it's a nice laid-back couple of hours. It is, isn't it? It's chill. It's all very chill.
So I'm spending a lot of time making up my little lady here. I mean, she's quite elegant, really. It's the opposite of most little sort of figures you get.
Yeah,
But,
I like.
Quite nice.
Do you know what I like? You know when, because over here, I don't know if you do it in Australia, but in the summertime we have things like 1940s days and Victorian days and things like that, where they have like fun fairs and stuff like that, and loads of people dress up in period costumes and stuff, and the women do all the hair up in the same hairstyles and things like that. And I always think, especially the 1940s and stuff, people look so much better dressed than what they do now.
Oh, I agree. Fashion was awesome.
Yeah. Considering they had so little to work with, especially with rationing and things.
But I guess the things that made, say, Women's Weekly and the magazines of the day, and the ones that have sort of survived in images and stuff and newspapers are not standard sort of streetwear, but the fashion brands that a lot of people couldn't afford and everything else. I would imagine it'd be just a normal everyday streetwear version of.
Yeah, I mean, like when women used to wear in the summer, they used to wear nice summer dresses, or they'd wear like skirts and jackets and with a blouse and stuff, and blokes would wear a shirt and tie and a hat and things. I just think it looks nicer. Looks an awful lot more civilized.
Shenanigans? Saw a bumper sticker on my way to golf course yesterday. A young man in a hot rod Chevy. It said, "Women and tires. I make them both squeal." Hope no kids watching.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob says, I bet there's horsehair involved in the seats somewhere. Had to do something with all the unemployed horses. Yeah, well, there's only so much glue you can make.
Yeah.
And David the Valley says, Joe, lol.
Yeah. Ooh. Pardon me. I think I'm almost done with masking.
Yeah, well, I've done not a thing that I was expecting to do. I expected to spend most of today's episode at the booth painting things beige and brown and stuff. But what I'm doing is making it all fit.
Well, this is what I found last night. Because I thought, oh, I'll just put these couple of bits together and then I'll spray it so that's actually. And I realised there's actually quite a lot to do before we get to a spraying stage.
Yeah, but it's like everything else we've done in this kit. It always takes longer than we expect it to.
Yes.
Not that that's a bad thing. It's just I keep on from every Tuesday to Tuesday. I went, oh yeah, that's right. It's a complicated kit.
Yeah. It's not for beginners.
Oh no, certainly not.
Although I think if you're a beginner, you could do it as long as you really take your time with it and practice.
All right, now you, with your hand, are going to grip your purse like that. I can whack her arm on where it goes, and hopefully the purse will sit on her lap.
Bob says, do we have a national costume in the UK? See all sorts of costumes from other countries. Yeah, in Wales we do, yeah. In the UK, I think the English national costume is like the traditional suit, isn't it? Because that's what's sort of the image that's been exported all across the world from the UK. So it's like the business suit and things. Ian says, the Tuesday stream with you guys chatting in the background while I'm working at my hobby bench is very relaxing, sort of a nerd ASMR. JT says, I do have to admit the funniest guy in a dress had to be Klinger on MASH. He was one of my favourite characters. Klinger was a really nice person. Everyone except Major Burns were nice on the series. Yeah. Yeah, I like MASH. It's a good program. Ooh, that's interesting.
Mm.
So if you look at the top windows,
yes,
they the clear plastic, you had to put the clear plastic into the little frames and then put the whole thing in. So what we could do is put the frames in and then put the clear plastic in after it's been painted.
Of course.
Intriguing. Oh god, we've got loads of little tiny bits to put in as well.
The frames, the drop down sort of frames for them.
Yeah.
What do you call them? The scudgeons, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, EA 98989898. The little brackets where they open into. PT says T flat cap and braces. Yeah, I wear flat cap all the time when I'm out. I have 3. JT says Winchester had those moments too. The pianist with one hand and the stutter soldier were my favourites. Father Mulcahy was another one of those characters. Yeah. Jim says men wore suits and hats. Knotting a tie was a standard practice from childhood. Yeah. Cars had manual transmissions. More people lived in rural communities. World War II brought a lot of changes post-war life. A lot of people in World War II in Britain didn't have cars because petrol was rationed. But yeah, I mean, even when we went to school, we had to wear a proper tie. But now it's a clip-on tie. Because, yeah, they're never going to learn how to wear a tie properly.
Okay, I've just realised.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just realised to make her fit properly. Look, the lady I'm building is this one here. So her umbrella is touching the floor as well as her feet. So what I need to do is build up one of these seats to get the proportions correct.
Yeah.
And then make the downstairs cushion to suit her.
Yeah.
So I need to jump across and build an upstairs seat.
Yeah. There we go. I can kind of see why they've started making them wear clip-on ties, because I know when we were in school, when we used to get into fights and stuff, one of the things you grabbed was the tie. And just yanked them round by the tie. Joe says, This could be a new show. Nerds watching nerds build model kits. I like it. Family friendly, unlike other shows. Yeah. Family friendly until John opens his mouth, usually.
Oi, oi. Yeah, represent.
Love you too, John. Patrick says, they are tiny. Just fitted them to one side. EA 8 and 9. Yeah. Got to put them up before we spray.
Ah, those ones, yep.
They're going to be a pain in the butt. JT says, at the Vatican, they have manual transmission on the Pope Mobile. Do you mean manual transmission? Or automatic? An e-manual? It's a Mercedes. Isn't the Pope Mobile like a Mercedes Jeep that's been converted? Or Mercedes off-roader sort of thing? Or Mercedes Golf Buggy, who knows?
Yeah, no, it's just a joke. They have a manual transmission.
Oh, okay. EA. So obviously that I missed that joke.
It's a religious joke.
Yeah. Well, I'm not Catholic, am I, so? Crumbs. Yeah.
Crumbs?
Just wondering. There you go. John says, divine transmission. It's a miracle it works.
Yeah, I get it.
Ooh, tomorrow during the members or corporals live stream, I can work on my Lanchester. Yay. Or I can do some more on the Jag Panther diorama.
Or we could do more in your bathroom. Like those guys.
No, that's what they get paid for. PT says, what's the matter? I say, what's the matter, boy? I keep pitching it. You keep missing. There you go.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah. I say, what's the matter, boy? JT says, I now resume my serious chill comments in chat. Let's see how long that lasts. Laugh out loud. Patrick says, I found that floor needs a slight adjustment on the right-hand side where it fits into D12. And now for the shipping forecast.
Yay, one.
The floor needs a slight adjustment on the right-hand side where it fits into D12.
So, D12. Where are we?
Puzzled.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So I think, yeah, I believe what he's talking about is these notches here.
Oh, yeah.
One end of the thing. I had to slightly shave out the one on the left-hand side when you're looking from the driver's view. To get it to fit the door frame there. But that fits perfectly now. So the one on the right-hand side is perfect. But the one on the left-hand side, if you make it wider on the inside to match it, to line up with the floor wooden slats, wooden beams, then it fits perfectly.
Wonderful. JT said, forecast, we missed the sports. Don't do sports, mate. Do I look like a sportsman to you? JT says, sorry, Mikey, I was being ambitious. I have not done sports since I was in the forces. And the last thing I did was play field hockey. And I snapped the tendon in my finger. Well, I didn't snap it. It got crushed. And my finger swelled up to like double the size. Just that part of my finger.
Right.
And then I got home the next day, went to open a can of beer with my finger like that, and it went ding. And I thought, oh, was that the can? And I looked, and my finger just gone because the tendon had snapped.
Ah.
Patrick says, I was looking from the back. Now, do we want these frames to be the same colour?
So, sorry, which frames are you talking about?
The little window frames.
Ah.
I'm going to say probably yes. Because they would be painted different colour inside and out, wouldn't they?
I'm going to do mine the same beige or off-white inside and out.
Yeah.
That's my choice. You do yours.
You do you.
5. I still got tracks of my tears in my head. It's been playing for about coming up to 2 hours now.
Do you know what? I think I will put them in. Put them in before I paint it. Because looking at the tolerances, it's going to be bloody close to try and get them in after it's painted. Oh, I've cut my finger slightly. Never mind.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the tolerance of these are very, very tight. So yeah, you're right. Once I paint it, I may have to sand it back down to get the glazing in anyway. Now.
So yeah, I'm just going to glue the frames in, and then I'll put the glazing into the frames once it's been painted.
Yeah, because the other way to do it, I was thinking of like putting the glazing in first, but then masking them off as I would aircraft canopies. But then yeah, I don't want to do that.
It's going to take too much time, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll just be a faff. So I'll just I'll do it. I'll paint it first.
Oh, we have more comments. Should I do them in my weather forecast, boys?
Sure. I don't know what that is.
JT says the question is, will James Franklin be fired? I have no idea who that is. JT says, I need to get going, have a busy day ahead, enjoy the bus stream. Surprised John doesn't think of a magic bus by The Who.
Oh, I do now.
Julian says, head desk, the twonk who did the energy performance certificate for my house gave the phone number of a driving school. So I've been waiting for a call from a company who has little to do with EPC. JT says, Joe, after the game. Joe says, see you, JT. And JT says, see you, Joe. There we go. Apparently, I have a very soothing voice.
Sorry. Sorry, what was that? I just fell asleep for a moment there.
Yes. JT says, Franklin is the Penn State football coach. Okay.
Right.
PT says z. Maybe that's why nobody ever listens to me, because they fall asleep. David of the Valley says, hockey was my sport while in, yes, field, but in Germany they played on the regimental squares. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Ours was a battalion sports day. So we were playing field hockey, and I didn't want to do any because I don't like sports, but they made me do it.
Imagine that. The military making you do stuff.
I know, right? But then I'd never really done any sports other than we used to do mess around playing volleyball and stuff. Because whenever we went on exercise, we always took a volleyball net with us for the Saturday night. But other than that, I'd never really done any sports with the forces. And I remember running past my AQMS. I think it's my AQMS. Or it could be my ASM, actually. And I actually heard her say, "Oh, I didn't realise Connolly could actually play sports." He's actually quite good at field hockey. I was like, I looked at him as I was running past, and I just smiled. It's like, nobody's ever said that before. I don't normally get compliments. Well, I didn't back then anyway.
So, ASM, something Sergeant Major?
Artist for Sergeant Major.
Artist for Sergeant, okay. Yeah, Remy, right.
Yep. Dave says, only in UK on grass. Yeah. Joe says, Julian, I hope your day evening gets better, sir. I don't like hearing the king of the heathens in a bad mood.
Well.
Julian says, your voice is indeed very soothing, Mikey. At least that's what the other patients, aka chatters, have said.
Yeah.
Tiff says, my after stream plans have changed. I'm going to bed for a nap. My voice is that boring, I've sent modders to sleep.
Yeah. Imagine that, like, your voice being intercepted by a seagull from Australia. Oh, g'day, mine, g'day, get out.
Maybe I should do a podcast like that. Get some short stories and just do a podcast of me reading them as well. That'd be funny. Because nobody would ever listen. It'd be a complete waste of my time. Tiff says, nope, painkillers have made me sleepy. I have the headache from hell. Oh. You're just full of good news, aren't you, Modest?
You should have just said, yeah, Mikey, you're boring me to tears.
Yeah. Okay. Or just get people to do like an agony aunt thing, but as a podcast. That'd be quite funny. I don't think it'd take off, though. PT says,
yes.
PT says, Christ, I've said modders to sleep. PT says, thank you. TTFN, guys, thanks again. See you, Anon. See you later, buddy. Aussie Ian says, I know you guys have a lot of future builds planned, but if you want a nice simple build, I highly recommend the 135 Airfix Ferret. I'm just finishing up painting the build.
Yeah, there is one of those in my future.
Yeah, I might do one of them at some point. Could be a Monday build, I suppose. Joe says, maybe I should record Mikey's voice and listen to it while playing my golf. I don't think so. Junior says, I played wheelchair hockey in school. A dozen lunatics indoors in wheelchairs armed. I use the word advisedly with half-length hockey sticks and no protective gear. Tiff says, sorry, was grabbing a drink. No, you weren't. You've fallen
Grabbing
asleep.
a few
That's so
Z's.
boring. Admit it. Confess.
There we go.
Oop.
Okay, this has taken a while to get to the point of deciding where her feet are going to. I decided to put them at the bottom of her body. So far, so good.
You decided to put the feet at the bottom of the body. Well, that's an inspired decision.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea until just now, but
Yeah.
there we go.
Inspirational.
I know, right?
David says, yes, done Mark 2 and Mark 1 waiting. Joe, that would be great to see Julian, especially with a case of beer. Yeah. Can you imagine if you're off your head on drugs? It'd be so trippy. I know this is very un-PC, but do you know what would be trippy? Seeing dwarf hockey.
What?
That would be so trippy. They used to have dwarf throwing in America, didn't they? Dwarf throwing competitions. How cruel is that?
Ooh, crops, we're out of time.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, I'll finish putting this frame in. We've actually managed to fill the 2-hour session without even doing any spraying.
Oh, I haven't gone to the booth at all, but I have worked out. Yes, she's holding her purse.
Oh dear.
Now I've cut her other arm off. Oh, there it is. Hello, arm. All right. Umbrella, Ella, A.
Muted for a second while she's doing that.
Uh-huh. Cool.
There you go. I think he's stopped now.
All right. So what I will do off camera is paint this. All you see there will be red brown. Yeah, that'll all be red brown. All the other frames will be beige, well, off-white, with the lower bit there being red. And all be painted next week. I'll be putting in the glazing and the top sort of hinges and everything else. So building up that. So once the sides are ready, and then I could sort of play around with that. It won't take too long to assemble the thing once they're all painted, because it's really, box it up.
Yeah.
But I'd like to fit her downstairs while I can, and I do need to deform the seat cushion quite a lot.
That sounded wrong.
What did I say?
I'd like to fit her downstairs.
Oh, well, yeah. With her consent, of course.
Well, yeah. Julian says, wheelchair hockey was the only time I swore at a teacher. I'd badly scraped my hand, bleeding like hell, and he said, "Aw, has Diddums hurt himself?" I yelled, "Yes, he effing well has." Yeah. Patrick says, nobody tosses a dwarf. Julian says, she's no danger to anyone, Dodge. She's harmless. Very good.
Yeah. You've got one arm at the moment. Yeah, but the other one, she'll be holding an umbrella, and the tip of the umbrella, will be touching level with her feet. So
yeah,
that's all happened. It's spent half an hour trying to work out how far her feet are going to drop, because they could go anywhere. Like, we're looking up her dress, but they could go anywhere in there, and up or down or whatever, to
it's the fact that they've even hollowed out the dress as well. That's cool.
That's cool. They're nice figures,
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll fit there. eventually.
Yeah. Julian says, Gimli told Aragorn to toss him at the second Lord of the Rings film. But me and Malcolm Charles, we're part of a D&D group. Different game now, but we were playing D&D. And my character was a... What was he? Not an orc. What are they, John?
Not an orc. I don't know.
I'm trying to think what they're called now.
A big sort of brutish warrior thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they called?
I can't remember. I've been playing the game for a few years now as well. Like an ogre type thing. But he wasn't very aware of social niceties and things. And they got to a part in the mission where they had to go into this cave, but they weren't sure if there was any traps. And I sat there and listened to them discuss, the rest of the team discussing how they were going to test for traps without actually having the spell test for traps for about 5 minutes. And in the end, I just went, yeah, Gordon just picks up Malcolm's character and throws him into the entrance. And then when Malcolm lands in a heap on the floor, he goes, there you go, no traps. Jay says, great stream all. Patrick says goblin. No, it's not goblin. Goblins are little tiny things. No, it wasn't ogre. I'm gonna have to have a look now.
So Glubrick Bumbledung, he's a hulk of a Goliath with a barbarian strength. So maybe something like that. Yeah.
The features. I'll try to think now. Oh, it's going to bug me. Thing is, I've got the book over there on the bookshelf as well.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Omnibus.
Yeah. Yeah. Ian says troll. No, it's not troll. That's a giant thing. And it's certainly not Iroquois, because that's Lord of the Rings, not D&D.
Yeah.
Jimmy says, best line in the first Lord of the Rings film was the Boromir conversationally commenting they have a cave troll. Half orc. Could be.
I don't. It's your character.
In Royal Britannia. Yeah, half orc ranger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it must be a half orc.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, half orc.
You mean Keth?
Yes, Keth. That's it. Yeah, it was a half orc called Gorodon. And he ended up becoming a paladin. That's him. Cool. Anyway, that filled up the last 5 minutes. And there's still 14 people watching, you mad fools. Yeah. So don't forget, Corporal's Club, hopefully tomorrow 12 till 2. Then Thursday, we've got the new build. And Friday, we've got the Ag Panther. So until then, Hulvar for now.
Hooray.